Hello everybody. This is our video essay on university students' opinions on transgender issues. Our group consists of Jolene, Kode, and Sangavi. Firstly, what do you think transgender means?
I think it's a person that sees themselves as another gender than the one they were born with, and maybe they change their sex surgically or otherwise.
I think transgender means someone who does not conform to the gender binary, which is usually the norm in society.
Next, can you name one possible challenge you can think of that they may face in their daily lives?
One possible challenge that they may face, I feel like going to the restroom is, it was the first thing that popped in my head because I think we're not there yet as a society, and there needs to be measures in place on how we are to perceive them, right? Because maybe the US is different and they have set rules, quote unquote rules already, but then I think in Singapore, just need to figure it out.
One possible challenge I can think of now is the uncomfortable stares that they have to encounter and endure, which might make them feel like an outcast and they might have a hard time fitting in, and they might find it difficult to find spaces where they truly belong.
Do you think transgender women should be allowed in women's sports or competitions?
But this one tough, cause on one hand I want to acknowledge their gender, right, and the one they chose, but at the same time I think biologically we are different, and there's a reason why like the Olympics are separated with between female and males, so like maybe they can have a separate category. I don't know. Once again, measures need to be in place.
I don't think so. I feel like they might have an unfair advantage, which might help them win. When it comes to competitions, it should be based on fairness rather than inclusivity.
Do you think transgender men or women should be able to use their specific gender's restrooms?
I think personally I wouldn't mind. It would definitely be shocking like if I walk in and like but then as in I think as long as I feel safe it's okay. So then it comes down to what it makes people feel safe, right? How we can assure like the public that, even if they use our restroom, it's safe.
I feel a bit conflicted about this. They should have a safe space as well, even when it comes to restrooms. So it might be better if they have a separate restroom, but at the same time, it will be discriminatory. So I think this is a very tough question to answer.
Lastly, at what age should a child be allowed to transition?
I think, I don't know, I guess legally, whatever age they are legally an adult would make sense.
I don't think a child should be allowed to transition at a very young age where they lack the maturity and experience. The decision to transition shouldn't also be the parent's decision since this is something a child is experiencing. So I would say it's best for them to transition when they become an adult, when they are fully aware of who they are and are able to be firm on the decision to transition.
Our study was conducted using two methods. Our first method was to send out a survey consisting of 9 questions related to transgenders. Participants were required to rate on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being strongly disagree and 5 being strongly agree, on how much they agreed with the statements given. Here is a table of the statements that were sent out in the survey. Next, we conducted a series of street interviews to have a conversation with students about their views and opinions on the topic of transgenders.
First, we will analyze the form results.
We sent out a survey to students who are currently attending universities in Singapore, like SUTD, NUS, and NTU. As such, the age of the respondents ranges from 19 to 27. 34 of the responses were from people who identified themselves as females, 25 from males, and a single response from a non-binary person. 2 of the respondents preferred not to reveal their gender. Analyzing the first statement, gender is fluid/non-binary, nearly 56% of participants agree that gender is fluid/non-binary. Comparing these survey results to one conducted by Pew Research Center in 2022, it is shown that 39% of the college students surveyed don't think that gender is fluid. This could imply a more open-minded population in Singapore as compared to the US, which may come as a surprise, as Asian societies are often seen as more conservative than their Western counterparts. Analysis for statements 5 and 6, which were about restrooms for transgenders, in relation to statement 9, which was about transgender integration into society. Given that 70% of participants believe in the inclusivity of transgenders in society, their responses could be interpreted as coming from a place of inclusivity. It is interesting to note that when asked if transgenders should have separate bathrooms, 51% of participants disagreed, compared to those who agreed, which was 26%. This result could be interpreted as not wanting transgender to have their own restroom for their own comfort. However, with the general attitudes of participants being inclusivity, it could also indicate a strong sense of inclusivity for transgenders to use the bathroom that is for the gender they identify with, and that they should not be made to feel separate from the community.
Now we will be doing an analysis of Likert scale data by parametric analysis. Likert scale data, which is composed of a series of Likert type questions, can be analyzed as interval data. In other words, the mean is the best measure of central tendency. Since we have 9 Likert questions and a sample size of 62, by the central limit theorem, we can treat the Likert scale as an interval data. If we sum up each respondent's answer to all the questions into a single score, which can be seen in the table as shown in the video. 1 is strongly disagree, 3 is neutral, and 5 is strongly agree. Question 1 to question 9 refer to the statements stated in the methodology section that were asked in the survey. When we take the histogram of the sum, we can see that the data is relatively normally distributed, which enables us to make use of parametric statistical methodology. As such, we can use a two-sample t-test to assess if there is a difference in the average scores of the female and male respondents. The t-test gives us a p-value of 0.04215, which is significant at the 5% level. Hence, we have evidence to reject the null hypothesis. We are therefore likely to believe that the average scores of male and female respondents are unequal from the box plot and the mean estimates given in the R output. Hence, we can conclude that on average, male respondents score lower than the female respondents. This means that the female respondents have shown a more favorable response to our survey statements compared to the male participants. We used RStudio to do the t-test as well as to come up with the histograms and box plots. Hence, we have done a rigorous analysis of our survey results to show the sentiments that our respondents have regarding this topic.
In conclusion, through the 3 interviews and the survey results, we managed to learn more about university students' opinions on transgender issues. Thanks for watching.